Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I did this kind of video before and I called it full automatic. That means I'm going to read a great number of titles of articles, and I'm going to say a few words on each article, because there are certain articles that are so important, but I don't get to make videos on them because there's too many and I don't have enough time to do that. So I'm doing as much as I can. Therefore, I'm going to use my little tablet here, and I'm going to read a title. I'm going to tell you the date. I'm going to tell you the media outlet. I'm going to say a few words on the article, and then I'm going to move on. So I'm going to start with the first one, coming from Russia Today. It is actually from today, the 5th of April 2023. U.S. ally welcomes Russian Navy frigate. The Admiral Gorshkov has dropped anchor in Saudi Arabia's port of Jeddah for the first time in 10 years, Moscow reports. That's the same Admiral Gorshkov that has Zircon hypersonic missiles. So here is the article right there. So they are going to take over that part of the world. It seems like these guys, with their aggression, I'm talking about the Russians, a lot of ports are opened for the Russians and the Iranians. The Iranians stopped in Brazil, if you remember, two warships. Now, next article. This is a very irritating article, and I'm going to tell you why. This comes from Sputnik. It's from today, the April 5, 2023. Borrell, EU wants cooperation with China, but Beijing must, and I'm quoting, behave properly. Now, Borrell is the guy who is in charge of the foreign policy of the European Union, that artificial creation that is going to probably disintegrate if left to the will of the people, but it's not. So this guy says that EU will cooperate with China if China is a good boy. Good boy, be a good boy. Good boy. Okay, here is some sugar for you, and if you behave then positively, then we will talk to you. Why China can't use the same method of reasoning? Because we're the good ones, they're the bad ones. That's how the story goes. So here the European Union plays the role of a teacher, and China as the role of a student. How do you like my Chinese friends, or anybody else for that matter? Now, let's move on. Oh, let me show you the little thing here. See? Sputnik, papara, boom. Okay, move on. Fox News. U.S. Department of Defense announces 4 new military sites in the Philippines. This is from April 3rd, 2023. I'm going back in time. Okay, so here is the little article right there. Now, what's interesting about it is the U.S. will have 4 new military sites in the Philippines, but the Russians are the expansionist one, you know. They are the ones who want to take over territories and so on. But hey, everything goes to that idea, or whatever you want to call it. We are the good ones somehow, and they're the bad ones somehow. They ignore the fact that we have good things and bad things in our history, the same they and everybody else. And if you just focus on one person's action one time, then yeah, we're going to have a problem, you know. Because if you did something wrong in your life, it doesn't mean that that would really tell us exactly who you are. It should not define you, that little piece of situation. Because I'm pretty sure you did good things, or we did good things and bad things. Now, this article comes from the Fiscal Times from April 4th, 2023. 2023. Biden administration sending another $2.6 billion in military aid to Ukraine. So good job. Nobody asked us, but hey, we voted one time. These guys say they won, so there you have it. They're gonna spend how much they want. So the Department of Defense announced Tuesday that is sending another $500 million worth of arms and equipment to Ukraine, and that's gonna be $2.6 billion. In this article comes with a person that I admire, and that is the Hungarian Foreign Minister, Peter Szijjártó. And this comes from the New Voice of Ukraine. Hungary's Foreign Minister, and I'm quoting, outraged at Ukraine's Kuleba being invited to NATO meeting. there is Giarto, and this is the article. Of course he should be outraged, and I wonder why only Hungary is outraged. It's like, how should I put it nicely? You have a club that you pay membership over there, let's say a golf club, and some people invite, I don't know, some other people coming in without paying, without being members, without proving that they qualify for being members of that society, that group. You can't do that. I mean, if I show up, I don't know, just want to enter the, let's say, on a Wall Street, right? I go over there, nobody will let me in. Why? I'm not part of that. I'm not an employee. I'm not part of that group. But somehow this guy is invited over there. So Peter Giarto said, hey, what's going on here? And it's said that only Giarto sees it as, hey, this is wrong, or at least, have I been asked? Have we been asked? What is this guy doing over here? He's not supposed to be over here. Well, that's the way it is, my friends. Now, Ukrainska Pravda, April 4th, 2023. Ammunition shortage of Wagner Group quickly ends. Russians redouble attacks on Bakhmut. Ammunition shortage, which Yevgeny Prigozhin, the owner of the Wagner private military company, talked about, ended quickly. Russia redoubled air and artillery strikes on Bakhmut. So that's good for those guys who said that they are out. And where did the Wagner Group get its ammunition? From the Russians. I heard the Russians don't have ammunition anymore. So someone is lying somewhere, don't you think? Oh, let me show you this. If I showed you or not, I'm losing my mind. Here it is. Bam, bam, bam. All right, let's move on. Now we talk about the Trump's arrest. Okay, what do we know so far? Russia Today, Trump's first day in court as criminal defendant. Here's the lowdown. Trump rallies against charges in post-arraignment speech in Mar-a-Lago. Now, as you know, Trump, I think, in my assessment, this is just a lousy case, just probably to prevent him from running for president again. By all means, if someone is guilty of something, yeah, they should be investigated, go to court and figure things out. The timing is very odd here, and Trump is for what? They say for falsifying some paperwork on paying a porn star, adult film, a porn star, that and everywhere else, and he paid her off. The person who should be upset about it should be his family. I don't give up what he does with that woman or whomever else. And if he did something illegal, yeah, he should be punished as Bill Clinton was punished for bombarding Yugoslavia illegally, or these guys invaded Iraq, or a false pretense. So the justice should be dispersed as it was then, or at least some people be called war criminals for dropping some atomic bombs on some civilian cities. Once we have that, then I'm okay with this. So I want to see consistency. That's why people don't trust a government and they don't trust the legal system and all that, because they pick and choose. So then you say, wait a minute, what about that guy? What about that guy who lied in senatorial committee? Nothing? I mean, there's so many BS. Some people just get a pass. Some people just get... so yeah, he should pay. But hey, before we get to them, let's get to others first, shall we? So this is what bothers me about this one mostly. And besides, I don't care if he, paid that woman and she agreed with being paid, and I don't care about that thing. I care about if the guy gets the job done as a president. If he's good at the job, I don't care if he... That's not my problem. That's not on the job description, if you know what I mean. Now, if he did something hanky-panky, which supposedly Cohen, his former attorney, who's already has no credibility because he lied so many times that we can remember when he told the truth the last time, there's going to be just a flimsy case. Some Democrats will jerk off and have a group masturbation for about 2 years. After he doesn't happen anything to Trump, they were masturbating about, he got a mugshot, yeah, he got fingerprinted, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, yeah, you have your short little happiness as you had for 4 years during the Trump administration. Nevertheless, nothing will happen. Guarantee you that. 99%. But hey, what do I know? Next one. Next one is BRICS countries working on new form of currency. State Duma deputy chairman. So this comes from, let me see when this was done. On Friday. So this is the article. So, we are happy and having group jerk-offs with Trump being this and Stormy Daniels and all that BS, while these guys are just going to take care of us and our system. That's great, that's great. But what do you want? You have to keep people busy. Remember, the Romans, on their last leg, the Roman Empire, they did this, circus and bread. No, handouts, money and circus, TV. And they keep people, munch, yeah, beer. That's how it was. And that's why it's going to turn into that. Tards. And you're busy, guys. You're going to go and work. You fight with your fellow employees about something that's really unimportant. This is important. This is important. Not Trump, a porn star. The lowest of the lowest. Anyway, maybe that's going to be politically incorrect to say that the porn star is something low. Probably we should now admire any kind of job. Low job. Anyway, Russia Today. Nordic Station. 2 times. Nordic nation cleared to join NATO. Turkey is the last country to ratify Finland's membership application. Good job. Go over there. You lost your independence, but good job. Now you know about that Wall Street Journal. Oh, let me show you this. I mean, it's already old news, but I had to cover it. You have here, remember the Wall Street Journal correspondent Evan Gershkovich was caught red-handed trying to obtain Russian state secrets, and he was arrested. Remember that one? That's an article when this guy was arrested by the Kremlin, and the Americans said, well, you give us back this guy. And the guy said, no, he was a spy, red-handed. Now, U.S. urges Americans to leave Russia immediately because of that. No, I don't think if you're not yet caught red-handed, I don't think you should leave. But hey, what do I know? Leave whenever you want. And let's see. Japanese student goes to graduation dressed like Zelensky. Associated Press. This is from March 27th. I couldn't make a video on this one, but this is an idiot who's gonna be probably laughed out of the society in about 2 years, when we're going to find out that Zelensky was this and Zelensky was that. But he is very proud of that. This reminds me of people who supported all these mask mandates and all that, and now they are no, I never said that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. So this is what's going on here. Those guys are going to say, I never supported that. Well, I remember correctly what you tried to do to me. Now, Moldovan Defense Ministry announces joint military exercises with US and UK, Kiev Independent. This is March 27th, 2023. So Moldova all of a sudden is courted by these guys after they allowed it to be part of Soviet Union. How? Well, if you remember the 1940, when the Georgian dictator of Soviet Union, Stalin, he demanded that Russia takes the Republic of Moldova because they can. And not only the Republic of Moldova, which ended up, parts of Moldova and Bukovina ended up in Ukraine right now. So Ukraine has Romanian territory, according to Romanians, and yes, that thing called, history. Oh, you don't like that? Well, too bad. Sputnik report. US gave India unprecedented intelligence used in border clash with China. Now that's a problem because now the Americans are trying to create problems between India, China, and Russia because of the BRICS and the Shanghai Cooperation, blah, 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 organization. They tried to, disperse them, divide and conquer. That's what, divide and conquer, actually. Impera, not divide and impera. So, yeah, they try to do this. As the U.S. continues providing Ukraine nationalists with the intelligence they need to target Russian service members, a new report indicates Washington is now providing India with actionable intelligence to strike against China. Now, this one I thought it was very interesting. Comes from Sputnik. And it says scientists say they used Beethoven, so Wolfgang, yeah. Beethoven, Wolfgang, I'm going to Amadeus Mozart now, here to identify causes of death 200 years later. So they say that they found that most likely he died of cirrhosis, so liver disease. The exact cause of the condition was never quite clear until now. And even with F-16s, Ukraine's pilots, let me show you this first, so we are in business with this. And it says, even with F-16s, Ukraine's pilots still wouldn't be out of the woods against Russia's Air Force, US officials say. So then why send it, right? Well, you know why. So they say, oh, well, maybe the Russians are not that idiot as we say. And if not F-16s, then what, F-35s? Well, they should probably first adjust their seats and their I was about to say ejaculation function of their F-35s first, and then we talk. And here is another come from Sputnik. 850 people detained in France as protest against pension reform. So remember when they were crying about Iran, that they detained these many people and blah, 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 blah. Remember? What happened with these guys? How come this is okay, but the other one was not okay? Or how come both are okay, or both are not okay? You see, before you point your finger to me, watch your little house. Put it in order. Sputnik. Russia to retaliate if US continues flying drones over Black Sea. Moscow says. Sputnik. Yeah, they will shoot them down. I guarantee you that. I covered an article a minute ago with UK sending their flagship, I think it's Queen Elizabeth, in the Mediterranean, and they say they will aircraft carrier. They will use F-35s, the Brits, to fly in the Black Sea. And I said, the Russians will shoot them down. Guarantee you that. Guarantee you. But hey. And we have problems here with Ukraine, with depleted uranium rounds to Ukraine. That was, some people said, the Brits says, yeah, we will give them. The Russian says, West making grave mistake by sending depleted Ukrainian shells to Ukraine. There's one article right here. And there's more than that. Putin, Russia will respond accordingly if Ukraine gets depleted uranium shells. Right there, this is from CBS. And another one here is the new voice of Ukraine. Up to 800 Wagner mercenaries die in Ukraine every day, defense forces say. Well, if we go by that, this was on March 20th. So March 30th, so we're about 15 days. So multiply, we got 8,000, so let's say we have 8,000, I'm sorry. Yeah, we have 8,000 and we have 12,000. We have so far should be 12,000 Wagnerites died up to, if we just consider 15 days, about 15 days. So here it is, the article. So I think these guys are just pulling our legs, but hey, what do you want? I think I'm good. I'm 18 minutes in. I can go on and on and on. I have many, many articles that I would like to talk about, but this is my, full automatic media coverage. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.